Heyo friendos, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I decided to forgo being creative and coming up with my own ideas and stealing someone else's. I'll try to find the original creator down below and put their information in my description. I did see Morgan Turner do this a while back and then I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And then I never followed up on it. So today's video is if I could only keep 10 palettes. And now's a test. Do you know me as well as you think you do? Okay, friendos. Stay tuned. So I think a few of these might actually surprise you guys. For one, if I was trying to rationalize in my mind, keeping only 10 palettes, which ones would I need? So these aren't necessarily my absolute most favorite palettes, although a lot of them are. Some of them just bring something special to the table that I feel like I couldn't get in all the rest of my palettes. Okay guys, let's get into it. So at number 1, yes, she's there already. It's the Banana Fetish palette. If you guys know what color scheme gets me going, it's yellow, green, and orange. Those are my favorite colors of eyeshadow of all time. This is the place where I would go for these fabulous yellow mattes. We also get some nice browns to go with them that are on the more neutral side of matte browns. So yeah, I've been having to fight myself not to pick up this palette more and use it on my channel, but I figure you guys are probably sick of seeing the same old thing. This would definitely make it to the island where I could only keep 10 palettes. Next up, we have the 3rd edition from the Natasha Denona palette 5s. So this is palette 3 from palette 5. Confusing, of course it is. Just know that this one is the one that is silver gray. So you probably would be surprised to see me keep a palette with only 5 pans, but I like that it's compact. I would want a smaller palette in that collection if I was only keeping 10. I love this silver. It is my favorite silver out of all the silvers in the world. It's just the best. I'll swatch it for you guys real quick. So we're all on the same page here. Look at that, you guys. Like, I could not live without that in my life, or wouldn't want to. Also, my eyes are naturally blue-gray and they have little flecks of gold in them. So I feel like this eyeshadow palette was sort of made for my iris color. I also really like that this shade right here incorporates a nice blue teal with a gold and silver reflect inside. I don't have anything like that in any other palette. I'm gonna swatch that for you guys too. I mean, she's just dazzling. It's not as bright and sparkly as this one, but just the duochrome effect is so beautiful. So yeah, I would not want to live my life without this palette, which is why it made it to the list. Next up, we have the Vida palette from Milk Cosmetics. I love this palette for so many different reasons. One, I love that it is Dia de los Muertos themed. It has a special place in my heart. I think it's always good to think back on relatives or friends who have passed on and remember them in a happy way. And that's what Dia de los Muertos is all about. Now check out this color story. It's got everything that I love. It's got green, it's got yellow, it's got orange. So of course it's making it to the list. I especially love Pan Dulce and Sol. Pan Dulce, I don't have anything like it in my collection where it's like this gorgeously rich fall orange, like orangey brown almost. It blends into so many different colors so well. And also Sol, it's it's like a gorgeous mac and cheese orange that I don't have in any of my other palettes. But yeah, so much to like with this palette, but I don't want to go on forever. I know you guys probably don't want me to either, so let's move on. Next up we have Blood Money. Check out the greens, you guys. Have you ever seen this much green in an eyeshadow palette? It's so good. It's what I have on the outer portion of my eye today. I do have this full look up on TikTok if you want to head on over there after you're done with this video and see how I created the whole thing, but that's not what we're here for. We are here for this. I love the color story. There's so many very unique shades. It's very reminiscent of Alien, which is another Jeffree Star palette that I live for. So Money Heist, this one right here with the emblem of the mask. Let me show you guys that swatched. Is that not gorgeous? It's like the most beautiful yellow green scarab pink shade that I own. I think it's the only one I own. But yes, it's gorgeous. I love this palette. Would not want to live without my greens. Next one is a palette that I take with me on every single vacation. If you've watched my channel for very long at all, I bet you can guess what it is. I'll give you 3, 2, 1. It is Riviera. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's one of my very favorites from the brand. I get lots of bright bolds that are neutral, leaning cool. We even have a cooler yellow tone in here, which I really like. I especially love the shades Mediterranean and Seaside. I'll swatch those two for you. I just feel like you can get the most beautiful like butterfly eyes with this palette. Gorgeous, right? And for those of you who like periwinkle, check out that one. So much better than the periwinkle and the Norvina palette. So yeah, I think it's easy to see why this one would make my list. All right, now we're going into Mcgrath Labs. You guys know I had to put my favorite in there. We have the Subliminal Palette. But yeah, this is the Subliminal Palette. I've kind of taught you guys to death about why I love this palette so much. But for those of you who have never seen me talk about it before, if this is your first time tuning in, you guys have to see this gold. Like, this is the most beautiful soft gold. So yes, the most beautiful, soft, pale gold in the world. Would not want to live without that. Also, I wouldn't want to live without the pinky blue duochrome in here. It's just fantastic. My light's a little bit off, so I'm just trying to get it into the light. But yes, out of every palette that I have, whenever I wear this one, this is the one that gets me the most compliments out in public. Now, back to Mcgrath Labs mothership, we have Sublime. This one, gosh, it doesn't want to stay open. This is another one that just has 3 of my favorite shades in there. I mean, I love them all. That goes the same for the other one. But this pinky to copper shift, it is next level, friendos. You have to see this. Like, she is so gorgeous on the eye. It looks good with any color eye, but I think it looks especially good on people with green eyes. Next up, the purpley blue duochrome. She's very fierce and in your face. And lastly, the strong pinky purple duochrome. She's just gorgeous, even more gorgeous on the eyes. I can't even, these swatches just don't do them justice. So that would definitely be coming with me on the island where I could only take 10 palettes. Okay, next up. So I think this next one will probably surprise you guys because this is from a lesser known brand. This is my Sugarpill Capsule. I do believe this is the original. Unfortunately, they don't leave any sort of insignia to let you know which palette you are dealing with, but dun, 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 dun. So this is very, very selfish, but I had to keep this palette because of the green that we see right here. This is my most beautiful olive green in all of my collection. So here it is. She is so pretty, pigmented, easy to blend out. I feel like everything else in here is really good quality as well. Check out this beautiful blue. Like, there's lots of other gorgeous shades, but that's why, yes, I'm that obsessed with green. So this one would have to come with me. Also, the pink right here, you can use as a blush. It's a very large pan size and it is intended to be blush as well. Okay, so this next one, I had a very hard time choosing between it and Mercury Retrograde from Huda Beauty, but I did ultimately choose Jawbreaker, mainly because I would be getting more shades in here, and just some of these in here I cannot replicate in my collection. So for example, I don't have another shade anywhere that is that good of a neon orange pink. It's just beautiful. I love putting it into my crease. Also, Cone. It's the perfect transition shade if you are doing a smoky eye. I dip into it quite a bit. There's so much that I love here. The purple is really nice. I just feel like I would need a rainbow palette in my collection, and I love that this is more pastel-y rainbow. So yeah, this one just barely beat out Mercury Retrograde for the spot that would be taken by a rainbow palette. And lastly, I just did a video about this palette last week. It's my Natasha Denona Sunset palette. She's gorgeous. I love the warm tones, and I would definitely want a neutral palette somewhere in that collection. And these are my absolute best neutrals. They blend out the best, they're the most pigmented, and I spent the most amount of money on this palette. Actually, I didn't, because I got this on sale, I think. I don't know, but regardless, it is my most expensive palette. And the yellow here, top tier. I'm not going to prattle on too long about this one because, like I said, I already have a video up. If you want to hear more about it, it's up. It's from last week. And that's everything, you guys. Those are my top 10. Now I want to hear from you all. What are your top 10 favorite palettes? If you could only keep 10 palettes, which 10 would you pick? Also, let me know, did I get some wrong? Did I get some right? Should I have picked something else? Should I have picked Mercury Retrograde over Jawbreaker? You guys, I really want to hear your opinions. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys choosing to spend your free time here with me. I really do enjoy talking to you guys about makeup, and especially my favorite topic in makeup, which is of course eyeshadow palettes. I wish you all a fabulous rest of your day. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, or if you just pity me in general. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, because if not, we'll both have to live in the sorrow of never knowing what could have been. Okay guys, have a great one. Bye.